All right, good morning, cyber traders. Let me get a little hello. Good to see you. Happy Friday, the last day of the month. It is Memorial Day. By the way, let's give a big round of applause to all our veterans. Thank you so much for your service. Always appreciate. I put the flags all over my house. It almost looks like 4th of July. Celebrating it, but thank you very much, guys, for your help and your services, and it's always more appreciated. Enjoy your weekend. And the other aspect of it, it is going to be cold here in New York. It just destroyed the whole weekend for everyone, which probably is leading to why we're having so much fun in the market today, because there's some things moving. I was expecting it to be a terrible day today. I think a lot of people are going to go away this weekend. I mean, it is nice and sunny, but it's going to rain all week. It's going to get down to the 50s on tomorrow, which is going to be horrible. I mean, just last week it was in the 90s. So look into people are going to probably say, maybe it's not a rush to go to go out to Hamptons already and stuff like that. Let me just finish out the day. What am I going to do? It's the last day of the month. But remember, we all know from history has a very good way of repeating itself. It's the last day of the month, and we know nobody wants to do anything crazy. So sometimes you want to finish out the month, just like just want to get by this day. You got your daily journals that you've done. As a student, you get your monthly journals. You really want to kind of like refine that, and you don't want to get yourself into any bad situations. So you're going to hear me and Josh talking about it all day, and even Rich say, you know what? It's Friday, last day of the period. Friday, last day of the period. Pay period. Friday. So we're going to probably just go out there and just take little bits and just be very thankful we made everything that if we do make, which we hope we do, just basically take it and call it a day. But going into a couple of things and see what's moving in the market today regarding, before we do that, the big news is AMC. Okay. So I want to tell you a little bit, it's always nice to have nephews and younger people in our generation. And my nephew told me this morning, because he owns the stock at like $8, and AMC, you could see this thing just literally, and he had it back here when it was at 2, and he rode up to 20, rode the thing down. So anyway, let's look at AMC really quick right here. So you could see AMC was on our watch list. We've been calling it out ever since it started moving at 16. And he goes, the rumor has it that Jeff Bezos has said it was on Reddit, saying he wants to buy the company. Some of the theaters he wants to make them into live stream music concerts. Interesting, right? That's pretty interesting. They've been talking about on Reddit, and they said they're getting their information on DuckDuckGo. So that's just what my nephew Robbie told me, because he owns some shares in it. It's actually the only stock he owns. Very thankful that he's got it. He's contemplating, do I take a profit? And you know what I told him? You can't go broke taking profits, okay? That's really what it comes down to it. This is like basically being lucky, all right? You get into a stock, you're in the right place, the right time, but being part of CTU, we're there all, there's so many of them that we trade yesterday and in the past that are like an AMC. But really what attracted me to AMC, and I did it, I talked about it yesterday for the trial members, and I want to bring it up here, okay? So let me just bring up this level 4 screenshot. So this was on Wednesday, okay? And a lot of you were here in class that were students of mine. I says, look at this stock right here. This is at 340 on Wednesday. There was a 700,000 share seller at $20. 700,000, which is a huge iceberg order. Probably one of the largest I've ever seen. You're talking literally like, what is that? Was that $14 million? Of stock that's going to be sold. Well, I said that, you know what? It could happen. Somebody could buy that stock, and if it does, the stock will take off. And then obviously on Thursday, let's just go on Thursday and see what happened here. And let me show you what happened here on Thursday. So here was that seller right here, and right around 10 o'clock, it just busted right through it. And then after that, it was off to the races. That is trading 101 at its best, and that's why you have to follow the money. But we're going to keep an eye on we're going to keep an eye on it. I think there's this. I went back on history. I looked at the stock. It's got some resistance levels around 36. So we'll see how that works. But that's the room. But all those Reddit stocks are moving. We're going to talk a little bit about those. But before we do that, let's talk about some other stocks that we traded, because we did trade a couple of stocks also. Nikola moved really, really nice yesterday. You know, I've been a big fan of that stock. That one did pretty well. It went from 13 to 15. This is that stock we trade at 100. That was one of our Reddit stocks back in January. We made a lot of money on that stock right there. And thank God we got out of it because it went all the way down to 9. But it's moving up pretty nicely. That one did pretty well. RIDE, R-I-D-E. That one had an early mover pop in the morning. Workhorse, WKHS. There you go. And Workhorse is going back on the watch list. That one's starting to make a big move. It just looks like it just started making something right here. I'm going to throw that on here. WKHS. And what else that we had that move? A couple other ones we had. We had the VTNR. That one basically is moving great right now. It was one of that moved yesterday from 3 to 450, and now look, it's at 6. Okay, so here's another stock. That's the stock I traded yesterday. I made most of my money on, and that's about it. But sure enough, you could see out of nowhere, 6 o'clock this morning, stock had some really nice pop on it. But you know what was pretty extraordinary? This stock right here, the EXPR2. Yeah, that one did really well yesterday too, early in the morning too, right, Norman? We had a nice little move on that one too, and then right at 4 o'clock, thing just ran like unbelievable in after hours. But the stock I really want to point out, the GOED. My God, this stock got halted and halted and halted. This stock ran from $5 all the way to $21. $21. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, this thing took off like crazy. Look what happened. They get halted on the way down, halted on the way down. And I think rumor is they did a secondary offering at $2.15. Could you imagine getting, this is just bad luck. Could you imagine being that person, you bought it at 16 because you thought it was the next Reddit stock, and then all of a sudden the stock goes to 22, and you're like, you count your chickens, and then all of a sudden you wait till they hatch. You wake up the next morning, your stock's at $1. Listen, this could happen. This is the risk that comes with day trading, and this is the risk that people that don't know what they're doing should not be trading stocks like this. You know what I mean? I did not trade it. I didn't. By the time I looked at it, it was too late. But this is what you got to watch out for. And this is all, when I hear people like bragging how much money they make, I'm like, listen, there's nothing other than they hit this stock right here and they got lucky on it, or an AMC. But you know what? I'm just a very conservative trader. I just like to be very consistent, make your day's pay, and that's it. But let me just tell you, that was an unbelievable stock right there. Now, let's go through the watch list and see what's moving in the morning. So obviously we got AMC that's on our watch list. That one's doing pretty well. We also got VNTR. That's going back on the watch list. That one's doing pretty well again from yesterday to today. The ITRM, okay, that one had a really nice gap up from yesterday, and then she's starting to trend down a little bit, but she's nice, she's cheap, she's level 1. Not a bad looking stock, for some of you beginners out there. And remember, like yesterday, you saw some of the stocks that I trade were pretty beginnerish like this too. The difference between what I'm doing and what some of you doing is I'll trade several thousand. I'll trade 5,000, 10,000 shares of it, You buy 10,000 shares, stock moves a penny, it's $100, 10 cents, $1,000. But don't count my money. You got to look at yours. I mean, listen, it's all about being consistent. If you still feel that you're not, trading more actively, just trade more shares. That's the way to do that. All right, so you got LIZI that's going back on the watch list. That was that one that had that really big pop yesterday. Looks like she's gapping up pretty nicely. If you were a good student, you'll know exactly, check your journals and see how you did yesterday on that stock, because that stock did have a nice little, slingshot, not just on the way, we talked about on the way down, on the way up, and it came right back down. KOSS is obviously doing great due to what's going on with AMC. This stock was one of those great Reddit stocks that ran from like $2 up to about 140. Very, very volatile. The stock is a category 5, okay? Very, very dangerous. We always like, by the way, for some people always ask me, why do you use categories? I like to use them like hurricanes. Category 1, we could sit outside. We could deal with the storm, right? Anyone, no matter even a little kid could sit out in the middle of the category 1, right? Category 2 and 3, you better be a little bit older, be a little more of a category 5 is catastrophic. Okay. So you better be more qualified how to stay out there and weather the storm. So that's why we have them by categories. Eton, I know one of you just mentioned that one too. I saw that, Lewis. That thing just got crushed. We're getting a little bit of a bounce right here, but that thing just literally just, what a catastrophe. That thing just dropped from like $8.50 down to $6. Starting to come up a little bit. It's got to start to build a little bit of a Fausto flag. That one's really not bad too. YEXT, another one did pretty good yesterday in the after hours. She's holding pretty strong right here. Stock was in the 20 resistance levels. It looks like it just broke through a major support level right around, what is this price right here? Looks like took these guys out here at 13. So it could probably go up there and test somewhere around the 14s, 1470. Well, it looks like it tested after hours. So yesterday, it looks pretty decent. We'll see how it opens up. It only traded 90,000 shares right now. It's not up a lot, which it looks pretty good. And that pretty much does it. And the COLV, that one's also moving really, really nice. That one just popped up on the radar just now. Good call, right? Randy, Norman, there you go. Nice move right there. Nice little Fausto flag. Could throw that back on that watch list. CLOV. Yeah, we traded that stock before. We did pretty well with that. Yeah, it was a great call. So anyway, anything we're missing, cyber traders? Anything we're missing? Anything we did not call out? I think we got it. Now listen, what did I say when I started off the show? It's the weekend of Memorial Day, okay? It's the kickoff of summer, okay? So be very careful. Don't get too cocky. Take your money and run. Oh, a couple of swing trades I do want to point out, by the way. Roadblock is doing great. I don't know if you guys saw that stock. That was a stock we called out. Once it broke through that resistance of 80, doing pretty well with that one. NLOC is doing phenomenal. That was another swing trade. I forgot to mention we do swing trades here. DraftKings is starting to come back a little bit. That one's doing pretty well. A couple of stocks out there are doing pretty decent. Okay, so I forgot to mention that. Tina's long at $10. CLOV. Tina, wow, nice trade. Man, you're a cowgirl, huh? CLOV. You're long at. You're losing. Okay. Ooh, you got to be careful of that one. It's got 10's a big resistance levels, but you held maybe a big comeback there. All right. Also, it's the last day of the month, Grant. Very good. You're still in MLOC? Yes, absolutely, Lewis. I have NLOC when we called it out, when they did that big buyback, got in right around that, once it broke through that 24, that's where I got in. So I got in a little late. I day traded it, and then it became a swing trade. So I'm in holding it. I got to see if it breaks through this resistance levels right here at 28, and the roadblock. It's expensive, but I chased it. Once I got past 80, now I'm starting to feel a little comfortable because now it's breaking all-time highs, which looks pretty good. Well, getting back to how to be a day trader to a swing trader investor, that is one of the biggest failure rates, Tina. You got to be careful. You don't want to do. That is the biggest mistake because, you know what? Go buy something else. You can't. Investors could actually kill you if it's not done into design. You better then can't do that. All right, guys. So anyway, let's get ready. Listen, remember Monday will be closed. It is Memorial Day. It's a big holiday. So if you're from Canada, I know you had Canada Day. I hope everyone enjoyed their Canada Day up all my friends in Canada. If you're in Europe, overseas, don't freak out. We're just not here. We'll have a splash page up there to let you guys know. And then we have a whole bunch of new trials that registered too. So hopefully you guys go out there and sit back and watch. Listen, very important before we go. Look, listen, and learn. We've told you this before. Do not buy anything we tell you in the trading room if you're not a student, okay? Because we didn't teach you. You're only here to see if other people are making money. You're supposed to observe. That's the biggest thing that you have to look at. All right, so other than that, we'll be back here at 2:30. We'll trade, see what goes on to the close. If everything works out, you can always come back and check in. I'm not expecting to be a bunch of you people here, but it looks like it's pretty. We do got a lot of you that did show up this morning. I guess everybody, I don't know. I was always told from my mentor, whenever he hated holidays. He's like, why do you hate a holiday? He goes, because the day I can't make money. I'm like, man, That's like somebody that's like a workaholic. They're like, I guess it's really true. He goes, no, you know why? And this is the reason why. Because Monday falls into Tuesday, and by the time everybody gets back into trading, it's Wednesday. So that's the reason why. So these extra day, 1 day off, actually makes up like 4 days of people taking off. That's the reason why. So you'll see what happens on Tuesday. Guys, good luck. Happy trading. We'll start commentary at 9:30. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook Live, if you missed us, this is being recorded. Just like us, friend us, get our alerts. Please share us, everyone. And feel free to leave any comments underneath. Be happy to answer them for you. Good luck and enjoy your weekend, everyone. And thanks, veterans, for your service.